Hey all, welcome back to my channel. Apologies for the super ghetto setup here. I'm actually in the US right now, and been working on the game a little bit, just a tiny bit, and wanted to show you guys some of the cool things. Some of you may have already seen the teaser screenshots, but yeah, we got our first official from the original Clash Ninja games Jutsu working in the game, and I'll just show you guys that briefly. This video will actually need to be really short because I am in a rush, so yeah, I'll just go over what's been added. Alright. I'll just record it from the editor, sorry if it's a little bit slower. Just because I didn't do a build version of the game. Let's go to a practice match. And we will get our Leaf Ninja character.
Time for some extra credit.
It's a fun stage. Yeah, this was surprisingly easier than I thought it was gonna be. In terms of I didn't have to do anything new now that I've got the foundation from the last, as you guys have clearly seen in the last 4 parts of this Ultimate Jutsu series. The last 4 parts, that foundation really was everything that I needed to do. So adding in animations, because usually I have to clean up the animations a lot before I add them in the game, then program in all the physics, and that really takes a lot of time. But since all the movement and all that stuff is animated by the cutscene, the timeline tool, I don't have to do as much cleanup, or I may be able to get away with some of these with doing no cleanup, but there were a few moments in Iruka's Jutsu where I had to do some cleanup. But anyway, let's talk and let me show you what this looks like. I haven't done a startup animation, by the way, and I haven't done custom voice clips. So again, that's all later polishing stuff, but I'm just focusing on getting the full move in the game for the moment, and then I'll go back and add all the moves. So yeah, he's still going to use the dummy move startup, but the cinematic has now been updated to be character specific for Iruka. So let's go in.
How's that?
That's it. That's a lightning bolt attack, and of course, just like the logic stays the same for rotation, it does have that into effect.
How's that?
So yeah. There's some more effects I want to add to his jutsu, like even from not just even adding in like the action lines around it to emphasize, the strikes, the comic lines for emphasis. I need to add those just in general to the system for cutscenes. But I also want to update his move, because this is called Lightning Bolt Attack, and because he strikes down like a thunderbolt, I want to actually add some lightning effects and some lightning sound effects and visual effects to make this move much more impactful. And Iruka's version will be different from Mizuki's. So I think you guys remember there were 2 versions in GT 4, where one was Lightning Bolt Attack and then the other was like a Lightning Bolt Strike, I think, or something like that. So and obviously you guys are used to him throwing Shuriken. So I want these 2 moves to be actually character specific. So Iruka's version is the Lightning Bolt Attack, and it does not involve a giant Shuriken. He just strikes down like a lightning bolt. And I'll add the lightning effects to that as well. Kind of like a lightning chakra nature change. Mizuki's version, which I have not added in yet, will then be the version that uses the giant shuriken on his back. So he'll knock you up in a similar fashion, but then he'll throw the shuriken down at you to hold you down, and then he will do the strike. So that'll be Mizuki's version, and then Ebisu will have his own version. So the idea is that no 2 characters should have the exact same ultimate, even if they're all inspired off of each other. But yeah, this is Iruka's Lightning Bolt Attack.
How's that?
Obviously, this is my first full-on camera manipulation, with the full cutscene that it's never been done, that I didn't custom create. So obviously, my camera work isn't flawless. I think I did a really good job on this, but as I get more experience making jutsu, obviously my cinematics will improve. My cinematography will improve. I've never done actual proper formulated cutscenes like this before. The closest I ever got prior to this was what you guys saw in the EX announcement trailer, and I did that small, tiny cutscene at the beginning. That was the most I'd ever done with cinematics, ever. This is all new to me. Manipulating camera angles, dynamic poses, combining that with effects. All of this is new to me, they will get better over time. But for the moment, this is what they look like. I think I did a pretty good job. I don't want to directly just copy paste exactly every single angle that was in the originals. I think I'll have the animation then, and then I'll just kind of do the cinematography on what feels right. Obviously inspired by the anime Iruka's move is a custom Clash Ninja move, so I didn't have the anime to copy in terms of angles, so I'll still try to mimic the anime angles when I can, with Clash Ninja angles as inspiration for some of the Clash Ninja made-up moves. Yeah, here we go. I'll, of course, again, like I said earlier, I'll add more visual effects, sound effects in the future when I polish, add in his proper voice clips. I'm just not sure how I'll add voice clips just yet for the custom lines like that, like his, yeah. So I'll figure all of that out later. I'm just, again, focusing mostly on getting the moves in the game. The only other thing I wanted to talk about was if you'll notice right at the end of his this cutscene when it's transitioning back to gameplay, you'll see Iruka kind of pop out, like the character positions will desync for a second right there for just literally one frame. I discussed this in a prior video too, but for that one frame it's doing that. It's extremely noticeable in Iruka's case. Again, this does happen on some moves in Clash Ninja 2, so even if I were to leave it exactly like this, this wouldn't be too out of character for these games, because the same kind of level of pop-in, sorry, not pop-in, but desyncing as it's trying to figure out the next scene, that does happen in the original Clash of games too. Just the animation's running on a slightly different timeline than the code. Like, they're not one-in-one. They're very close, but they're not one-in-one, so there may be like one frame where an animation has ended and the code's running a line, or maybe the code runs a line for the end of the animation, but the animation hasn't physically updated since it ended. So just that last syncing between the animation ending and the code running what to do next causes that one frame variance. So I think what I may do is I'll add in a, you can do what you call frame buffering. Is it frame buffering? I can't remember the name of it, but there's a visual effect, post-processing, where it'll blend the frames together. I can't remember what it's called. It'll smooth the frames out, where it kind of do it for, I actually do it when the jutsu starts up, so I use it here. You'll see like Iruka looks like he's almost moving in slow motion even though he's not. Kind of has this kind of like frame lag behind it, where the frames are blending in. That also is designed for the back, so the back has this kind of like, it's just for dramatic effect. It blends the frames together. I'm gonna see if I can maybe add that into the ending transition as well. So when the jutsu ends, turn on the frame blending, so that way he'll still pop, but it'll be so blended together that it won't be as noticeable or jarring as that literal full frame of away, full frame back. It'll be smoothed out. It'll be like a half of a frame rather than a full frame out with some blending, so it's just a little bit more smoothed out. And Clash Ninja does that too, and a lot of the end of Clash Ninja specials, it all kind of smears together for a split second. Some with even full transitions, like warping, like Hidan's move. The end of Hidan's move is a full-on warp, where they have to switch him from his curse form to his regular form without it being a just instant pop. So they actually do a warp blend transition back into the main game to cover up that blending frame. So these are tools that the original Clash Ninja series used as well, because just that transition from the end of the cutscene back into the real game is just, it's just one of those things you kind of can't control, even in modern gaming. Just the timeline cutscenes and the actual game running will just sometimes operate separately. But anyway, yeah, that's the game so far. We have our first official Clash Ninja jutsu working from the actual Clash Ninja games. This is the raw animation from there. I did some minor edits to his hands, but all the movements, all the up and down and all that was all added by me. The camera manipulation, that was added by me. This is also a GameCube animation, so this is again further proof that we can have both the GameCube and the Wii stuff in Ultimate Clash Ninja. A dream that we kind of never could really fathom, but making it a reality. Here we are. We've got Iruka fighting Mizuki in the forced, in the Leaf third training field, destroyed Shippuden with Clash into one side. It's just, the fact that this even exists is mind. Anyway, that's it. I will cut this video off now. This will definitely be the shortest video in this series, probably. Thanks, guys. Probably won't hear again from me until I'm back in Australia, but otherwise, cheers. Have a great day. Bye.